with that, let's head into our second segment of the pod, the patch notes. Frank, tell us all about this news that's been on literally every social media platform.
Hello, everybody.
Forever.
Welcome to the patch notes. This week's first piece of news comes from Video Game Chronicles' Chris Scullion. The entirety of Twitch has been reportedly leaked. So, peeps, earlier this week, an anonymous hacker has leaked the entirety of Twitch, including the source code and personal information of every user on the platform. If Twitch wasn't already having a bad year, it's definitely having the worst year now. Other parts of the leak were the payouts of some of the biggest streamers on the platform, including which is causing a lot of conversation on these streamers on what they kind of really make in terms of money every single month. But yeah, just initial thoughts, guys. What do we think about Twitch getting 100% leaked at this point?
Yeah,
I love everybody I follow so dearly on every single platform. But I woke up that morning, I checked the news, I saw the news, I went, oh, okay, change your password, whatever. I then checked Twitter. It was my entire feed. Every single person was saying something about it. Then I checked Instagram, and then every single person was saying, and then I checked TikTok, and every single person was saying, and I was like, I get it. I get it, guys.
I'll explain why this is big. It's not just changing your passwords. That's
I know,
thing.
But that
it's
was
way bigger
that was
than
the
that.
main message.
Yeah.
That was everybody was saying, Twitch information leaked, change your passwords, and it was my entire feed on everything for an entire day.
I changed my password and I immediately forgot it. I don't remember what the password is.
Yeah,
so I got to reset it again.
Cristian, do you have any thoughts on this whole thing? Because I know you stream too as well. You stream.
Not
believe,
as often as I used to. But I think for me the big issue was that it took Twitch like too long of a time, I think, to say anything about it. Yeah. Like I think it was like half the day before they even like announced or put like up an actual statement, which I think is more of an issue. Like they're just quiet on like too many issues. It took them so long to talk about like the hate raids for like an example. So like to have this compounded on that, like I wouldn't be very happy if I'm prominent on Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so sorry for everyone that found out that we make millions here on Point in Progress.
Yeah, and I only get 5% of that.
Only get 5%.
I've seen $0. I want to put that on the record.
That is the
5%.
$0.
You all signed the 5% clause, and that 5% goes back into the podcast.
This fucking 5%. The 5% means everything, guys.
5% means everything. So that's a stupid reference.
I do want to ask what Fee has to do with this before I explain why this leak is potentially one of the biggest things to happen, and it could be really bad. But go ahead, Fee.
It could be really good too, in a weird way.
It'd be really good.
I mean, I'm gonna be. This might be. It's pretty self-explanatory. Who's like currently very popular on Twitch and who like the rest of us. I don't know, noobs, whatever it might be. Just like the people that are like just doing this on a regular basis, but then we see the people that have like tens of thousands of people watching them at once, and some of them are shocked that their numbers got out, and quite frankly, like, are we really shocked? Like,
no,
like, we're not shocked. We can't be sitting here being like shocked. Like, there's like Hazanabi who has his like actual like sub count on the top right hand side of his stream at all times, and he's just like,
do the math yourself. It's easy.
Yeah, 3.5, 4.5.
I mean, I will say, not every streamer has the same contract, so you don't know what percentage they're getting exactly, but you can guesstimate.
But okay, so everyone
they're millionaires. If you're part of that 1%, you're a millionaire.
Like right now as it stands, yes, they are 100%. They are that's not including like contracts, that's not including donations, that's not including sponsors, anything like that. That's just how much money they're making out of subs. And so, like, that's why it's not a huge shock to see people like, QXC making like like a massive amount, because he currently sits there with like hundreds of thousands, not even tens of thousands, sometimes it's hundreds of thousands of people watching him at once. And it's constantly people subbing to him, and it makes sense. And right now, as it stands, for base, for any streamer without any contracts, without X, Y, and Z, it's 2.5%. So it's about, you get $2.50 per subscription. And so if you have, for example, and doing the numbers out yesterday, because I'm like, okay, I'm just like, okay, Hazan has his numbers up. Timesing that by how many like subscribers he currently has active, not shocked by the numbers that he's running. So it can definitely be very difficult, and we have been seeing that with some of the streamers that may have been popular last year who've kind of fallen off, or people with the like Among Us boom, because we're seeing that, because I know Sykkuno was commenting on that. Yeah, because he's just like, the numbers that I was pulling last year are completely different than what I'm pulling right now. Is he still pulling numbers? Absolutely, but it's nothing compared to what he was getting last year when he was doing the Among Us and streams, and with that being the most popular game at that particular time. So it's concerning, but it's also not shocking to see some of these like bigger numbers. And I do appreciate the fact that some of them are making a joke out of it. I know one of them was saying like, hi, like number 32 ready and like ready to go here and ready to go, and like people just commenting like, oh, here I'm number like 462 just jamming out, living my best life. And then Hassan being like, why am I trending? Like, out of everybody, why the fuck am I trending out of this entire list? Like, there's definitely a polarizing between the people who are on the top of the list currently, as to some of them are like, this makes sense, and which is and I know I keep on bringing Hassan up because he is, out of probably a lot of them, the most transparent but with his numbers anyway, and so he's not fairly shocked by like, okay, people who are making like, who have more viewers than me, or people who are constantly streaming or making more, definitely makes sense. But I'm really interested to see, because I know today Asmongold talked about it. I didn't watch his video, but he does have a video out now talking about it, and a lot of these other streamers that are concerned about the numbers. And I know Frank was going to go into the concerns about this, which I will let you talk about that now, because I'm
curious about
so
that.
the big thing I want to talk about is source code leaks are big. Twitch can always kind of PR their way through what's going on with the individual streamers right now. That's where they have PR teams and everything like that. And ultimately, let's be real here, the mass audiences are going to forget about this within a week. They're going to stop caring within a week. People want to be vocal about it now, but they're going to forget about it unless you're really on the platform and one of those people who are, somebody whose livelihood is this platform. You're probably going to forget about these leaks within a week. But the source code leak is big because that is the infrastructure of Twitch. The chat that we see here, the icons, the way the web page is like laid out, stuff like that is all linked to that source code. And when people say like, well, I don't go to YouTube because they have a shitty chat system. Well, now that's been leaked to the public. Now it's leaked to the public.
We were talking about this the other episode about how crappy the design of YouTube gaming is, and
like Facebook gaming and all these other gaming platforms, because they don't have the same infrastructure as Twitch. But now, realistically, anybody could really download those files and start reverse engineering that source code to fit their own websites, which means from here on out, keep a lookout, because you're going to see a bunch of Twitch alternatives start coming up from just people starting from the ground up. This isn't something that not just Amazon and Google have access to. This is something the general public has access to. That means even like, somebody sitting in their basement right now is probably building a Twitch platform of their own. You know what I mean? And it's going to be a big battle of many people coming out with their own little things. And even I guarantee you, YouTube is going to start looking very similar to Twitch very soon, because Google 100% is going to start using that source code. Like, I don't think they wouldn't. Who wouldn't?
They better. Honestly, after this, they have no excuse. Like, you have access to see how it's done properly. use that to, you don't have to rip from it directly. Like, use that to better your back end.
Yeah, they'll more likely
And-
make their own spin on it, but they're definitely
Absolutely.
you will 100% see a little bit of that source code reverse engineered into future platforms, and that's a good thing. Mario mentioned this earlier. That is a very good thing. That competition is what builds innovation, and it builds change, and it builds. Unless you put a fire in Twitch's ass, which 100% they don't have any fire under their ass. Until, like, obviously we're starting to see people starting to move to Facebook gaming. We're starting to see people move to YouTube gaming. They're not going to give a shit, because at the end of the day, they still make money whether or not they make the changes that they promise or not. And these creators are always going to make that money no matter what, because people will always flock back to Twitch. It's that one thing. If you've ever seen, there's a funny picture of people saying boycott Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and it shows a list of people, and all the people who are in that group playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. You know what I mean? If you don't have any kind of real fire under people, they're not going to make that change, and that change is never going to be heard. But on the opposite side,
wait.
Go ahead, Mario.
I was gonna say, just another quick note to continue with the fact that the good things that could potentially come out of this is for creators, specifically the list of numbers of people that had their numbers leaked, because other platforms are going to look at those numbers. They're going to see what they can make, and then what they could counter offer to bring them over to their platform. Right?
I didn't even think of that. That's brilliant.
It's like, hey, now we know who the top of the top and what they earn with Twitch. What if we, do the number math of, like, what if we offer them this equates to us this, and then that's the number exchange, right? And then there we go. Now you have this whole other aspect for creators. I mean, obviously I think that's bad for Twitch as well, but it's good for creators in terms of having alternatives now from the way that Twitch has been running.
Especially if their contracts are up and everything.
Exactly.
I know, like, people like Summit cannot move to Twitch or move to YouTube or Facebook right now.
Yeah.
Because of just contract reasons. I know one of the biggest GTA RP players just moved to Facebook because they gave him a deal because his contract was up.
Right.
Stuff like that. Mario's 100% right, though. Now that that's very transparent on what they are making, they could, it's a different ballpark between somebody giving you a deal for $2 million and being on a platform where you make $2 million on chance. You know what I mean? Would you be rather guaranteed that $2 million, or would you rather be guaranteed or roll the dice and maybe get $2 million? You know what I mean? It's definitely financial security to get a deal that way.
That's the Ninja YouTube thing, right? Is that am I correct in remembering that? Right? He got offered a certain amount, and he didn't get the same amount of numbers, but he got that bag, and they ended the contract, and then he went back, right?
I thought it was Mixer.
Mixer. It was Mixer. You're right. So in that case, right, they offer him a bag. He takes it. Doesn't do as nearly as well as he did on the last platform. Got sold to walk away with the money and went back to the other platform.
You don't need, when you have that financial security, it's good for streamers, because I imagine streamers a lot of the times will worry about their numbers. They that counter is money to them.
Absolutely.
And when you have that deal, you don't have to worry about the counter anymore, because everything on top of that is just extra. So you can be who you want to be, play what you want, and do your streams the way you want, as long as you have that security. And it definitely, when people have that that financial security and that deal, you can definitely tell there is a big change in the content they produce. They have a lot more fun with what they're doing, and that's kind of what these platforms should be. It should be more about the fun, not about the numbers.
So do you think, like, a year from now, we're going to see services like YouTube gaming or Facebook gaming kind of encroach on Twitch's, like, because I feel like Twitch is pretty much like the dominant,
Honestly,
like, that's like the go-to, but
it's 100% within a year we're going to start seeing it. We're going to start seeing alternatives from different companies. We might even start seeing, because I imagine if they leaked some of that source code, I don't know how, if the you remember how Xbox and PlayStation can stream straight to Twitch?
Yeah.
We might start seeing more and more of that start showing up in other platforms as well, like maybe even Epic Games or something like that. You know what I mean? Just stream straight to Twitch from the client itself instead of using stuff like OBS.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
My other thing. I literally just left my brain. I'm so sorry. No, go ahead, continue.
Okay. So
I was just gonna say, having, like, especially from, like, a coding perspective, open source, it benefits so many more people in general. Just having access produces such better results. because people can iterate constantly and build things up. So one of the biggest bonuses to infrastructure, like source code leaking, is that people will be able to take that and iterate on it and make even better products.
Oh.
And so, yeah, go ahead, Murray.
No, I was gonna say, to make it even better, probably like if I had to be open about us right here on Twitch, right? If YouTube had all this, I would say we wouldn't be here. In the way that of the affiliate program worked, right? We made able to get that number, and we're able to. It was accomplishable, and we're able to make some money. If you guys, obviously, please, if you have Twitch Prime, you also have a Switch. You have a subscription. You can always leave us that. But that helps us out in the long run. And honestly, if YouTube had that resource in such a quick way that Twitch did, we would be there. And if they had other stuff where the source code was better, and better features, we would be there. But we're not. We're here.
Fee? Look like you want to say something.
I think she was just agreeing with me.
Yeah, I was just agreeing with him. But no, I think like right now, just the way 2021 for Twitch has been like a real eye opener for a lot of content creators. And we are seeing a lot of big content creators, like you guys were saying, moving off the platform the second that their contracts are up, or they get a more hefty contract from right now, as we've been seeing a few of them moving over to YouTube, um, where it's seems like a better place overall, just because of, as we all know, specific rating has been happening that's been not so great for the community, and it's just been a complete like it's mentally tolling, like to a point where I was spending half of one of our podcasts just banning people from our channel because we were constantly getting followed by a bunch of those bots. So this was just another nail to a lot of people's coffin when it comes to streaming platforms, and I know a lot of people as well have been kind of contemplating, because you get a more in regards to like subscriptions and stuff over on YouTube, um, and you get a higher percentage when you get things like donations, but like tips and stuff like that. So I could see if they do some improvements looking into YouTube as a very viable streaming source. I know right now we've been using YouTube for, speaking of Stadia, and the ability to be able to just stream your content and then just have it on your channel, like bam, like there you go. It's really, really great. And I'm not just trying to talk up YouTube because I'm a Google fan by any stretch, but
Crater.
I think whoa. But I think that
Your Stadia shill.
yeah.
Stadia is great though. Stadia is cool
I
as shit
just,
though.
I just really think that over the next few years, we're gonna see a lot more migration from this space over to things like YouTube. And if they come up with a new one, look at what happened to Mixer, and learn from it, because that was an interesting rocket to watch go straight up, and we thought it was going to go to the moon, and then it instantly came back and plummeted and came right back to the same place that it left from. So
Yeah. That's an example of, let's just buy talent but not buy infrastructure. You know what I mean? If they had the
yeah.
infrastructure to maybe keep it going, then maybe Mixer would have had a longer life, but they never really cared about that
Well, I
aspect of
saw
it.
smaller content creators go over to Mixer and do quite well over there because it was a smaller space. But
Mhm.
then they're like, "Oh, you know what? Let's not really care about them, and let's like buy like do a $7 million contract with Ninja."
Fucking Ninja, man. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up with the opposite side of how this could be really bad for a lot of people, and that is uh the bigger content creators aren't gonna have any problems here. 100%, the bigger content creators are gonna brush this off. They can afford having an issue like this happen. In terms of the smaller content creators, if there are a bunch of Twitch alternatives out there and people flocking to these different alternatives, there are people on this platform who have spent years to get where they are. Years to at least to get to 1,000 followers, or years to get to 5,000, or years to get to even a fraction of what these 1% creators get to. And I don't want to speak for them into saying that they probably rely on a lot of the revenue they get, but there's probably a lot of people out there who do rely on the extra 200, extra 100, or even extra $300 that they get off off of what they stream. And when you have so many alternatives and so many people flocking to those alternatives, that's going to crumble. And these people don't really have the option to just move to YouTube because they don't have that same platform that they have on Twitch that they do on YouTube. They don't have that same audience. And to tell an audience, okay, we're going to 100% move to YouTube, even the big content creators like Tim the Tatman, people like Dr. Disrespect, all those other people, they have seen a drastic change in numbers to what they were getting on Twitch, because you can't really expect everybody to migrate to a new platform that they're not used to. So the big guys are gonna be fine. The little guys in this whole little war of the streaming platforms is definitely gonna be the ones who are out of this whole thing.
But that's like hard because I feel like discoverability on Twitch is already hard to begin with. And I feel like Twitch is like just trying things out that's continuing to push those content creators down further. Like they're just introduced like a test that they're doing to like you can pay or like donate money to like have a
Yeah, I saw
creator
that.
get featured on like the page or whatever, but that like none of that money goes to like smaller creators, and most likely it's going to be the bigger creators who are going to get boosts from this, so it's going to just push down other smaller people down further. So it's I don't know, it's hard. Yeah, this seems to be like just like a whole like Twitch issue just in general. Like they need to bolster their platform up first and foremost as well.
Yeah, Bezos needs to realize that he actually owns Twitch and start throwing some money in there, because man doesn't even know he has Twitch, the biggest streaming platform of everybody, building apparently tens of millions of dollars a month for creators. Doesn't even know he owns it.
Does he still run Amazon? I thought he quit, or I quit, or like stepped down or something.
He stepped down because he
Okay.
wanted to do his astronaut dreams.
Sure.
Yeah. Wants to become a spaceman. Last but not least, surprisingly, no one has really kind of taken credit for the hack, which is weird because usually 100% somebody would be right on that. Probably because they know that Jeff Bezos is rich as shit. He owns rockets, and he would probably drone strike the shit out of their house if they found out.
You ever see the movie Real Genius? It's the same thing. You just fucking take them out with a laser. God damn.
Yeah. But on that note, we're gonna move into the tidbits. So the tidbits are just little smaller articles. They don't have to be big conversations, but feel free to jump in and talk about as much as you want on it. Our first tidbit this week is from Polygon's Michael McWhirter. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate's final character is Sora from Kingdom Hearts. Okay, we're moving on.
What the hell, dog?
Wow,
We have
all
to
right.
shout out. We have to shout out our friend.
Oh my god, yeah.
Shout out to Cam. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you. I don't care, but it made you happy, so that makes me
I'm
happy.
gonna find the video, but continue. Yeah, go ahead.
Please do.
Yes,
It's him yelling at John Drake.
it's a good one.
Doom Guy and Dante deserved a lot.
Okay, hold on. I have legit thoughts on Sora
Okay.
being in Smash.
Okay.
Okay?
Go for it.
Hit me with it, dude.
I think Kingdom Hearts has got to be like one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. And
Thank
tried to
you.
play
Oh
like, in my
yeah,
entire
thank
life.
you. I love you, dude.
Okay, but like
I knew we could
legit,
be friends.
Let's be honest. When Sora shows up in Smash in that
got fucking
trailer, and they're playing that like piano orchestra rendition of Simple and Clean, and he's flying around and he like giggles. Did that not like get to you a little bit? Like
It's
your
fucking
inner
dope,
child is
dude.
Like,
No.
it's kind of sweet. It's a
I didn't
sweet
watch the trailer.
Okay,
I
you
don't play.
should.
So I don't
Okay,
play
come
Smash
on.
Bros. I don't play
See,
Smash Bros. Like crazy.
Here's
So
the dealio.
I'm not a Smash Bros.
For
player, so I don't really
me,
care.
Like, I could give two shits about Kingdom Hearts. Like, Square Enix, like, no, absolutely not. Like, there are other games by Square Enix that obviously I love, but like, I grew up, like, and honestly, Ryan from Penultimate Conquest would understand, as someone who lived on YouTube during like mid to late 2000s anime AMVs and hearing like Simple and Clean while having clips of Advent Children playing as well. Like, you're just like, okay, you know what? Like, this song hits me. Like, when I hear Simple and Clean, I get
Simple and
freaking
Clean's a
tear in my
bop.
eye. It is a classic like song. Like, that song is timeless. It is a masterpiece.
Yes.
But We didn't get Waluigi, and for that reason,
He's
I
in
could
the
care less.
he's in the
So
game
I could-
already. He's an assist trophy. Anyway, hold on. Because before we keep shitting on the character, and then we're gonna also watch Cam's video. As someone who grew up playing the original game on PS2, and I remember playing it and renting it in Las Vegas, and beating it as an adult because I couldn't beat it as a kid. I think these games are special for what they are. The fact that they're a combination of they're the stories that I love. Everyone knows all this bullshit, right? It's a kid getting sucked into a mystical world and then doing, is the hero of the story, right? It's literally that, but with Disney characters. You're hanging out with Aladdin, you're hanging out with all these characters, and you're becoming friends, and you're having sequels to movies that are better than the actual sequels that they've had. Like you're having actual things that I think are interesting, and that's what I think is the best aspects of it. So having this be the final person and the way they present it, and we're going to watch it in a second, like I thought it was special as much as, we should have had Dante, we should have had Doom Guy, which is sure. I
honestly, they should have had Waluigi. I think Waluigi would have been the perfect kind of send off to this.
Right.
But he's already in the game already as an assist trophy, and as they part of the rules. If that was the case, Shovel Knight should have also been in the goddamn game, and he's a goddamn assist trophy.
Sora was the most requested character.
He is also the number one requested character.
More than Waluigi.
Did not watch the presentation? Yeah, in the
I don't care about the presentation.
The presentation was like, hey, we did a vote and we never revealed it. Wada told us, let's never reveal it. But yeah, it was Sora. Sora's the number one character. So I'm gonna go ahead here. I'm transitioning it over. We're gonna watch just his reaction, just because it's so precious. Sora!
We're not seeing that on there.
I can see it. Wait,
oh my God! Let's go! Oh my God! God is real! God is real! Sora!
Cameron really likes Kingdom Hearts.
It's
a game for a targeted audience, and I know some of people on here don't really like it. I'm not a fan of Kingdom Hearts, but then again, I'm not really a fan of like those classic Disney things because I never really grew up with those things.
That's
so
like,
I don't really care.
I collected
you
those
have to have that connection to play that game. Otherwise, there's really nothing.
I collected those white tapes. You know what I'm saying? Like I collected those VHSs, so that's why it meant so much.
Yeah, to me, it's just like, you know what I mean. I kind of would rather have Waluigi, but if there was a vote, you can't. This is democracy, man. Okay, you can't hate on the vote.
In an alternate universe, in a variant universe, fucking Goku was probably number one in that universe.
Goku would have been an insane pick. I would have actually shit my pants and probably played some Smash Bros. If that happened.
The real story here. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No. You go.
No, the real story is when are we getting PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale 2? But I don't.
Right?
Yeah.
When are we getting a real fighting game?
We did. It's called Nickelodeon's Brawl or whatever the fuck it's called.
Not enough characters IMO in that game.
Hey, they have to start with the original 6, and then they're going to expand out or whatever the hell it is.
I don't know who.
I will say though, the spectacle of these Smash reveals are really great. Again, I'm not a Smash player. I've probably played like 10 hours of the game. I just can't get into it. I know there's some people who out there who really love those games, and that's their whole life.
I don't care about it, but it's making people happy, and so that makes me happy. So good for them.
People are getting what they want, and that's all I could really ask for. And then on to our next article here. Oh, unless Fee. Sorry. Did you have anything to say?
No, I was going to agree that people are happy, but it doesn't I'm just gonna put a huge shrug. I don't know. Like I was trying to get excited for it. I was excited to see people excited for it. And Harv can attest to this. Like I spent the majority of that morning trying to be like, I want to be happy for them. I want to be happy about this. But I feel literally nothing because I'm still confused by the concept on what Kingdom Hearts is.
Wow, you guys are fucking dead.
Quarters,
Mickey gets
and it's
choked.
teaspoons.
Those games aren't really all that
like,
great. Let's be real here.
Like Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom
Says
Hearts
one
2,
man's opinion.
Kingdom Hearts 1.256 blah blah pi.
Now you're just making fun of Japanese culture at that point.
That's like Chain of Memories.
No, I'm not making fun of any, but I'm specifically saying we all know that there's like 1.5, 1.2, and then a bunch of other side.
Yeah, Final Fantasy X fucking 2. You know, like
Final Fantasy doesn't go that hard.
Cerberus of the Thingamajig, whatever the fuck that game was called, Crisis Core. Like it all happens, right?
Evangelion.
I sent Mario a picture of my exact reaction to this.
Can't show it. I can't. No,
Can't show that picture?
You can't send me anything in the Discord because I can't open it.
My God.
No, I am happy that people are happy. It's just not my thing.
I see Cristian has a reaction here. Cristian, talk your shit.
Who is writing in this Google Doc?
Not me.
Who
Is somebody
changed?
writing
I don't know
the
where.
title of this segment?
It's Mario. It's freaking Mario.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, that was Mario 100%.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
Fired. Okay. Mario is officially
Mario,
fired.
you're fired.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but
You
yeah,
can't leave until we finish out the show, though.
we've
but-
already talked about
No,
our
you're fired.
at least our thoughts on Kingdom Hearts. I'm glad, Cristian. Do you seem like you don't like the game really much either, or do you?
The trailer was enough for me emotionally to like, okay, I'll try playing this for the 3rd time.
Yeah, I might
see-
try it
we'll
out
see
for
what
like
it-
the 6th time and get through like a 10 hours of it and then give up again.
I'll just
The
listen
gummy
to
ship
Simple and
sucks.
Clean.
Oh God, you know what's the problem with that first game? Really quick, it's the fucking jumping that always messes me up.
Yes.
It's
yes.
so bad. How do people play that fucking game? The jumping is so delayed, and they still haven't fixed it. How?
No, they still haven't. But the jumping in 2 and 3 is great.
Probably, but you have to get through the slog that is number 1.
You can skip it. You don't have to play it. Nobody plays
Anyway.
the Chain of Memories, and that's in between but 1 and 2.
Anyway, we're moving on to the next article here. IGN. This comes from IGN's Adam Bankhurst. Yakuza creator Toshihiro Nagoshi confirms Sega departure. So it looks like and I believe somebody else also departed there too, but it's not in the name of the article. But it seems like the creator that brought us the hit games Yakuza is no longer at Sega, which leaves its future up in the arms of just anybody at this point. Because they keep the rights, right? This is like a Konami Metal Gear situation where
Yeah.
Kojima leaves and, the games are probably going to continue on, but they might be different from what we know.
Well, they're already different now, right? They're already kind of going in a new direction with both Lost Judgment and, right? Yakuza 7's totally different. So I think this is just probably a continuation of that, very much so. I mean, it's just a new guard, right? We're going to get a whole new set of creatives behind these things. And, all right. Things are never forever, sadly. Sakurai and Nomura, you guys eventually will be retired as well. Miyamoto eventually will go away as well. But yeah.
He's already kind of like down a lot too.
Yeah, exactly. He's sort of on his last. I mean, he's focusing on the movie. He's hanging out with Chris Pratt, right? Smoking.
By the way, Jared Leto should be Mario. And if you've ever, what was that damn trailer?
House of Gucci.
Watch the House of Gucci trailer. Look at Jared Leto in that movie and tell me he shouldn't have been Mario. How dare Nintendo cast Chris Pratt when you had the perfect Mario all along?
I'm gonna look up. Is Jared Leto Italian? Continue.
No, he's not.
I can't wait specifically for when Sega just decides that they're going to make Yakuza into just a party game where you can just do like things like play
a Mario
Mahjong
Party
with your friends, do some karaoke. You know what? If you want to run a host club, why not do it with your friend? And then just on top of everything else, why not just live out your fantasies of like running around hitting people in a party game format with Yakuza? There you go, Sega. There's your multi-million-dollar idea from me because I don't know. That's what I've played parts of Yakuza. I haven't played them fully, but whenever I have played them, it has usually just been the game modes, for sure.
Quick aside, when I was searching for Jared Leto's nationality, I found Joaquin Phoenix's nationality. I had no idea he was Puerto Rican. No idea.
Joaquin Phoenix is Puerto Rican.
It says Puerto Rican. I'm like, what?
Ex-rapper.
Never would have guessed.
Dolly.
No.
Okay.
So yeah, that's it for Yakuza. On the next note, this comes from Kotaku's John Walker. Massive Facebook outage brings down gaming in its wake. So I'm sure some people's parents here probably came up to them and was just like, well, I can't, my Facebook isn't working. Because mine did.
The biggest problem was Instagram. I was disappointed that Instagram went down because I had like a notification that I saw it came through before it shut down, and I just couldn't check it all day.
Yeah, I haven't been on Facebook in years, so I had no idea this even happened. But
Yeah.
the problem with this isn't necessarily in the gaming side of this, is that Oculus is very much tied to the Facebook platform. Its servers are rooted in Facebook. So if you wanted to use your Oculus platform, probably the Rift S, because the Rift S works without Oculus, so you could use it whatever. But if you probably wanted to use your Quest or anything like that, you're kind of shit out of luck.
Don't worry, it's sitting in the corner collecting dust, so I didn't notice.
Oh, hey, who told you that was going to happen?
Fuck you, okay?
What's up? What's up?
If anybody else on the internet would like to buy a Oculus Quest, I have it on sale for
I might actually buy that off you.
$200, bitch. Let's go.
I'll give you 200 smackaroos for that. You got to clean it though.
Of course,
I don't know where that's been.
absolutely.
Knowing Mario, you never know where it's been.
Is that true though? Like, can you not like even you can turn it on, but you just
You
can't
have to be logged in
You?
for your purchases and everything is with Facebook.
Yeah.
Wow.
So unless you obviously like plug it in through the Rift S system and then use like a back end way to get it to work with other platforms, you're kind of stuck with that one. And coming up coming up very soon, actually, I think it's October of 2021. They said this was going to be done, but you're gonna 100% have to log into the Facebook servers and have a Facebook account in order to even use the thing anymore. So this is a big kind of blow to that idea, because if you can't log into the Facebook servers when they're down, you're basically got a $300 piece of plastic with some lenses in it.
I will say, you know, like Sly brought up Instagram. Yep, that was a big one that went down. WhatsApp, which is used for so many purposes, was also down, and that is fucked up for people who talk to families internationally.
See, that was my parents. Like, because they all talk to their family in Mexico through WhatsApp like every day. So
Yeah, I haven't been on Facebook in years, so I mean, I didn't know. My dad came up to me, it's just like, my Facebook isn't working, and I remember seeing like a tweet earlier in the day, and I was like, it's probably just still down. It seems like it's working now though, so our parents can talk to each other, I guess. I don't know.
insane how many things like Zuckerberg essentially owns though. Like all these platforms. Like if one thing goes down, like everything was down that day pretty much. Everyone was on Twitter.
And even Facebook Gaming, all those streamers are probably
Zuckerberg was having a very interesting week, you know, and we're not a political podcast, we're a technology podcast, but he was making some meets and making videos about whistleblowers and all types of stuff going on this week, and it was not pleasant for him. So shout out to that pasty boy.
Yeah, that reptile of a man.
I do want to say, I mentioned Discord to my mother because we use Discord for a lot of things, right? And she thought I was talking about Parlor, which is the social media for people kicked off of Facebook, and she thought I was talking about Parlor when I was talking about Discord, and I was like, why would I be?
Sly, when did you
I'm
become
reading Dustin's comment here. Oh my god. Okay, but
I was gonna say, when did Sly become a white? No, I'm not even gonna say it. It's terrible. It's a terrible joke. It's a terrible joke.
Dustin says Facebook employees apparently couldn't even get into the building because the doors were all card access.
Wow.
Jeez,
Get fucked. Damn.
You locked out of work?
That must have been a cool day. Someone coming in just like, I'm having a shitty day, and then just everything.
I'm going back home.
There's probably a worker inside, just like, you know what? I want to go home early. Let me just shut down.
What if the doors couldn't open the opposite side, so he couldn't leave? Yeah.
That would be a fire.
I'm shitting on Deborah's desk at that point.
No, it was that happened on what? That happened on Wednesday?
Tuesday, I thought. Right?
Tuesday? Oh yeah, it happened on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So my day job includes a lot of customers logging into our application by clicking a little button that says sign in with Facebook. And so I get a notification on my phone that says Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram are currently down. And I just like slowly put my phone down, go into my work chat, and I'm like, hey, this is happening. We're about to have a bunch of people come in and say that they're having this issue. And yeah, we sure did. A bunch of people were like, "Oh my god, why can't I log into my stuff?" And I'm just like,
Frank, we dodged a
Yep.
bullet leaving the phone industry because that would have been a
Oh,
bad
dude.
day.
So it was just a lot of that all day, and it was just we found workarounds for it, but God,
All of my like social media manager friends were like losing their minds. They're like, we can't do anything. We don't know what to do. Everything's down.
working
Yeah.
in tech for so long and like just overall like internet just internet tech and cellular tech for so long that when you have something that's not working, you like at least I'm to the particular point where I'm just like, it's down. We have to find
Whatever.
another option because it's better
Exactly.
not to like you guys know how I am when it comes to anxiety, and usually I freak out about everything, but the second something in tech stops working, I'm like, it stopped working.
Oh well,
That's
The
how we
only
used to
thing
be
I
at the store. It's just like if
nothing I
Facebook
can
ever
do
went
about
down,
it.
or just like Facebook's down. They're like, well,
Yeah.
can you fix it? And I'm like, ain't me who
Can you
fixes
fix
that.
it? Can I fix
People would
Facebook? Sure.
legitimately ask us that question.
Yeah.
People would come into the store and be like, can you make me a Facebook account? And I'm like, no. No, go home. Ask your
Frank.
daughter or something.
You should.
Frank, do you remember when the internet would go down in the store? People
Oh,
could get mad at us because
On
we
that
couldn't pay their
note-
bill.
I can't pay my
Let's
bill. How am I going to pay my
wrap
bill? I don't
up
know. Do you have a
the final
phone and a credit card?
bit of tidbits.
Yeah, so this is for the DC fans here. This comes from GameSpot's Eric Fredrickson. DC Fandom 2021 trailer promises Batman trailer, footage from The Flash, Black Adam, and more. Holy shit, this is gonna be crazy. I'm excited for this. I know you two are.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Put in my
I hope
veins.
it's good.
Put in my
Every
veins.
week I think about
I
Matt
just-
Reeves as the Batman.
Oh, me
Every
too,
single
man.
week.
That song just to Nirvana, just
Yeah.
it's
All
so
we have
good.
is that
What a
trailer. We have
trailer.
not seen anything else.
And it's only like what, like the first like 30%. They had only shot like what 20
20% of the movie.
at that point. Insane, dude.
and it looks so good. It looks like they're hitting the mark for what everybody kind of wants in a Batman movie. At least in the modern Batman movie, they want more of a detective story, and it nails it almost instantly. And we also have the theme, by the way. I don't know if you guys have ever heard the theme. It's
Yes. He
oh
posted
god,
it, right on
Yeah.
on Twitter or something. Yeah. Oh my
it's
God.
that like that weird kind of slow build up theme, and then it builds up to like that kind of like very to me Batman the animated series type sound, where we have that
I
like
was
dark
going to shout
cathedral type of.
Yeah,
What's up?
on the note of the Batman, shout out to the 2004 animated series, The Batman.
Oh my god,
Very good.
I hate that series so much. Sly.
I love that series.
It's
one
I
of
know
my
some people really like it.
favorites.
It's weird. It's just
I
so
lo-
weird.
It's so weird. I love 2004 animated series, The Batman. It's one of my favorites, so I just
think-
had to shout that out.
I think I like all the Batman ones. I think they're all cool in their own little weird ways. Even the weird.
That one has a weird Jamaican Joker with like
No, that's a different one. Wait,
fingerless gloves.
wait. Which one am I thinking of? Oh, Beware the Batman. That's the one I'm
Yeah,
thinking
you're
of.
thinking of Beware the Batman. I heard was pretty. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one that came after the Batman.
Got it.
I'm talking about The Batman, which has
Yeah.
episodes with Man-Bat and has super angular Riddler with the like emo hair.
Oh, Marilyn Manson Riddler? Yeah.
Yeah, Marilyn Manson Riddler. You had Jamaican
My
Joker with like he had dreadlocks. Weird. Why does Joker have dreadlocks?
Cultural appropriation. Finance. Thanks, Joker.
Exactly. That show, to be fair to the Batman, that show had a lot to live up to, being right off the cusp of Justice League Unlimited and Batman the Animated Series.
Batman Beyond.
Bruce Timm's Batman Beyond.
Yes.
Like those shows were S-tier shows, and that really didn't pull their punches and really kind of told mature stories, from like racism to just straight up like making their characters feel like
Child murder.
that child murder, making their making their villains feel kind of like sad and almost, you know what I mean? They made kids they kind of taught a little bit lessons. And then the Batman came out and it was just a kid show, from what I remember.
It's good to
Which is
watch
fine,
with you,
because
Gil.
that's that audience for that show. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm excited for this sort of DC fandom.
Give me the Flash. I need to see what the Flash looks like. Put that in my veins. I need to see Michael Keaton as the Batman again. I need that in my life, please. Please.
Ben Affleck is back for that as well, I believe.
Please, yes, he is.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay.
And there's Black
Cristian,
Adam.
If we wind up doing any kind of live reactions, I know you probably, if you guys aren't already doing a live reaction for DC. So I know me and Mario are
Let's just
gonna sit down
steal
like we
you
did-
from.
yeah, like we did last year and just
Just
scream.
hijack.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we've already stolen Fee, I guess, so why not steal you?
Yeah. So that's one of the reasons why I want to have Ruben on. But
I kicked my camera for a second. My camera went out.
yeah, we'll save that for the Ruben podcast.
Yeah, we'll save that one for that one.
Yeah.
Um,
We'll have a thumb
Yeah.
on that one. Have a thumbnail.
and then the final article this week, this comes from the Verge's Cameron Faulkner. The Grand Theft Auto trilogy is getting remastered for PC, consoles, and including the Nintendo Switch.
Great.
Cool.
What does that mean?
The shitty versions that are out right now for everybody other than
Why won't I just buy those?
real good, because those are terrible versions that are broken.
What's
They're
different?
broken messes.
What's different than the one that they're making then? What's the
There
difference?
is a nice little 2-hour video on YouTube if you want to look it up.
There's not
describing every single changes
2
that are.
hour?
Yeah, there are a lot of changes between those like
An official video?
versions. No, it's a
There's
video,
no video
of somebody who.
Okay, so not an official thing, just someone
No,
just
Rockstar hasn't really detailed what's going on.
No.
They're taking off the old version of GTA off all platforms
next week.
and they're gonna put it back on with this newer version.
Yeah.
Hopefully they bring back some of the music, because one of the big things is the problem
Yeah.
is with those older versions is they're very, because of licensing rights, a lot of the sounds are kind of missing.
Yeah.
Especially in the music, especially
When you
Vice City. Vice City does not sound like Vice City.
when
how
you
we remember.
start that game and you get on the Vespa and you do not hear Billie Jean right away, then you know you fucked up. Like something's wrong with the soundtrack.
Yeah, and then GTA San Andreas is probably the worst one out of all of them, because that's missing sounds. It has like game breaking glitches to where like you have to do very specific things to even progress the story. That's not normal than how you used to have to do it. It's missing textures in cars. It's missing collision detection in certain areas where you could just fly through the map. It was made by another studio that wasn't Rockstar, and they didn't take proper care of it. And it seems like Rockstar is heading this version, so hopefully we'll see that happen.
And I have questions like, okay, controls wise, are you going to update it so that way when I drive, I'm not holding X, I'm actually holding the trigger? Are you going to
You press the trigger.
What do you mean? Yeah, when you drive. What are you talking about?
With R2?
You don't.
Yeah, with R2.
You don't just hold X.
No, I mean in other games you could just pull the trigger like a normal car game. Isn't it not trigger?
I'm with
No,
you.
default for car games has always been A button. Like whatever on that bottom thing, it's always been that. I don't remember
On
any games
Forza?
like using the trigger.
I'm sorry.
remember Forza
What about
having trigger?
What about Grand Theft Auto like on the controller, like 5?
That's X.
On 5?
Yeah, that's default X.
Even so, put the acceleration on the trigger.
No.
For it to be trigger. Yeah.
I'm just saying,
I think
modernize the controls. That's all I'm asking, because there's a lot of weird button placement on the old games that needs to be fixed for both accessibility reasons and also just modernize that shit. PS2 was a weird era. We didn't get it right. We definitely getting it right now. Let's fucking do it. Also, put cheat codes as an option. You can just turn that shit on. I'm not putting any button presses. Just fucking put that shit in there. Secondly, what is it going to look like? Is it going to be just the old game, just higher textures? Or are they going to like be like, fucking, oh shit, the grass looks great. Like, what does this look like? Because they didn't show it today. They showed a trailer. They had music and, iconography, but they didn't show anything. And I'm like, why are you not showing it to me? Like, what are you hiding? All right? Fucking show it to me. I do know that I do like that it's obviously going to be on the Switch, though, which is interesting. And this is a PSA. If you do want to buy the original ones that are available now, like, for instance, you could buy a PS2 version on the PS4 right now. You have to buy that, otherwise it'll be delisted. So if you want to buy those, get them all now before they're gone.
I wouldn't even buy those. They're not worth it. They're not worth the price that you're going to pay for them. They're broken versions of the game. Don't buy those.
But even so, the PS is the original PS2 one though on the PS4 one.
Is it the original one that's like
Yeah.
running through an emulator? It's not changed it at all?
No, it's the original one.
Okay, then yeah,
On the
then buy that
PS4, I
one.
believe, right?
Yeah.
Then buy that one. Don't buy any of the remasters or anything like that. They're garbage. Except for I think the iOS ones are actually pretty good.
Yeah. The 360 ones, I don't even know that there's 360 ones.
Is anyone gonna actually play or buy this?
Depending on how
Genuine thoughts.
all my questions, right? Are the controls better? Yeah, maybe I'll dabble in it. And if the actual worlds look better, fuck, okay, yeah, I might go through Vice City one more time. I've never finished San Andreas,
Okay.
so there's a high possibility I give it a shot.
I'd rather a GTA 4 remaster. That story is actually like really good.
No,
Yeah, GTA.
sure.
That's another game where like the PC version, if you want to play it on PC right now, absolutely terrible because it just doesn't run well for any kind of hardware that you kind of do it with. Hopefully that eventually gets a remaster, but it is what it is. So I'm looking at like every manual of GTA plus like games that came out afterward, like Saints Row and all that, and all of them have been acceleration, have been X or A.
So you're stuck in like 2008.
Weird.
Maybe I haven't played a racing
right.
game in a long time.
On that note, thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out with us, checking out the podcast. Before we sign off and get going, let's tell everybody where you can find you on the internet. Cristian, where do you make stuff? Where can people find you?
The easiest place to find everything I make is on Twitter at ISOChristian. So I'll always retweet all my stuff from movie podcasts, game podcasts that I do with Ultimate Conquest, or just other genuine. I just posted a bunch of. I did some photography like not too long ago that I posted some spare pictures on there today. So follow me there.
Hell yeah. Fee, where can people find you?
People can find me over on Twitter at Zoranix and also on Twitch, where I have been live streaming my adventures through Shadowbringers, and also planning on probably doing some graphic stream this week because I now have a specific day working on graphics. I can't show all the graphics that I'm working on because a lot of it is this channel related, but overall I'm probably going to start doing stuff like that, but most of the time it is going to be Final Fantasy related, guys, and for the inevitable future, because Endwalker is coming soon and this story is insanely good, so I really would like to continue. You could almost say that it's so great that it's face melting. So continuing on.
God.
I
Jesus
quit.
Christ, Fee, why?
So continuing on, you can also find me over on YouTube at Game Source Network, where this week on Tuesday I am sitting down with Jake and Aaron over at Speaking of Stadia and talking about the world and news of Stadia and just everything that we're excited about regarding that service. So definitely check me out in those places. Woo.
Hell yeah.
Ooh. Mario, where can people find you?
You can find me over at Tech Raptor. Well, I will be posting new videos coming very shortly. I'm, of course, in the middle of making my next banger, so I'm very excited for people to see that. You can also find me at youtube.com/thatMarioRivera, where I do my Halo show, where every week I have a guest over. We play a level through Halo. I have a secret show that I'm very excited about, and I have been fun doing on the weekends that you will eventually see. And when that happens, it's going to be cool. So please stay tuned to that.
Very exciting. Frank, where can people find you?
You can find me at Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube at Kestrel1A, where I talk about video games and then mostly talk shit about them. You can find me at Point in Progress, where I talk with these lovely people, sans Harv, because he's not here this week, but
Yeah.
about video
R.I.P.
games and talk shit about
Oh.
them. And this week you'll see a review from me, my first ever review. So if you can go watch that, give me some constructive criticism. I do want to know where I could improve in something like this, because it's something I want to definitely do in the future. Maybe not professionally, but like, oh my God, why is
It's not
there-
Paul Petty. As
Hold on.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
You shouldn't see that. It's too early. Continue.
oh my God,
All right.
Jesus Christ.
Fee, you had your hand up for a second. What was Fee? What you
I don't
want?
even remember.
Yeah, no. On the topic of Harv, just as a heads up, everybody, tomorrow over on twitch.tv/beardinthehair, Harv is actually having a birthday stream where we're going to be playing a bunch of community games such as Gartic Phone, Goose Goose Duck. He wants to play Phasmophobia, but we'll see if that actually happens. And I'm saying that because I can only play Phasmophobia at least once per week, and we're gonna be playing that this week on Penultimate Conquest. So
I stole my outro. It's fine.
I'm just saying I want to let you guys know that Harv's
No, I'm just giving you
birthday
crap
stream.
because I was gonna shout it out. But yes, of course, our lovely 5th co-founder, Harv at Beard in the Hair. Go follow him everywhere, and then YouTube at Beard in the Hair Gaming. Of course, check out Point in Progress everywhere on the internet. All of your audio streaming services of choice, YouTube, Twitter, all the good things. And of course, you can find me at CycloneMC. Please especially go check out my TikTok and go follow Stark Radio on Twitch and YouTube. Please go show them some love. I'm so excited to be joining them in the upcoming weeks, starting with the Hawkeye after parties. So go show them some love. And with that, thank you everyone for being here, and progress has been made.
Shout out to
Shout out to
Fishon.
Anna Taylor Joy Taylor.
Shout out to Fishon, who I'm putting on the screen for everybody.
Amazing.
Oh
This
my
is
god.
the best meme of the year. Fishon. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much. If you find me on LinkedIn, please go add me as a friend on LinkedIn. I will add you back.
There you
Should I
go.
I won't tell you what my name is. You have to find
Yes, endorses both.
it. Also,
And
go
anyway.
check out Mario Rivera on LinkedIn.
Shout out to Daniel Craig.
Oh, shout out to
Oh,
Daniel.
for real.
Yeah.
Lazy dude.